Damn, this nigga got a whole goddamn. He really got a blog.
So you drop back out of school and you start making a little money. Things are looking up, and then everything changed, right? So you were charged with manslaughter and signed a 2-year deal. But I don't really want to get much into that because I want to let our subscribers go watch True Story.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way for them to kind of like hear about the story, is just watching the music.
Yeah, it'd be easier that way. They could just, the music speaks perfect.
Facts. But just how did that situation affect you as a person and an artist?
As a person, it affected me like you play around too motherfucking much when you're young. You know what I'm saying? And you when you go to prison, one thing you gonna learn is respect. So all that little running around being a little disrespectful little kid and shit, that's done. Anything, you know. You just, I don't know, man, what it did to me was basically just kind of give me, you know, a mean, fucked up reality check, you know what I mean? Like, this is your life, and this is, you know what I mean, like, how easily shit could go wrong. You know, it's you gotta pay attention, you gotta be out here and, like keep your eyes wide and shit, man, and just like, don't be out here fucking up like that, you know, because you can lose your life like that. The fact that I could have been in prison for my whole life, and that I wasn't, you know what I mean, like, is a blessing. You got to look at it, you got to thank God all the time, like, man, count that up, because, you know what I'm saying, that's your whole entire life. You could just be sitting there like, fuck. So what it did for me was it kind of like, it turned me into a man, which is weird, because, you know what I'm saying, you go in there with a kid mentality, and they don't play that shit, man. You're going to learn respect fast. You ain't going to steal from nobody. You ain't going to you're not going to be up, like, acting like a little asshole and shit. Like, you're going to learn how to be a man in there. And then,
I was going to ask you, what are some of the things that taught you? So you say respect. Like,
taught me respect for sure.
Yeah.
It taught me how to save. It taught me a lot of shit you're going to learn in there is to fucking keep your mouth shut when it's time to keep your mouth shut.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to learn some fucking respect for sure. You're gonna learn a lot of little weird shit. What up, man? You're gonna learn a lot of little weird shit, to be honest with you, bro. Like shit that you know, there's a lot of creativity in there, man. And when you're sober, bro, you even start to like realize your own intelligence sometimes. You be like, bro, like I'm way more on it whenever I ain't been out in the streets fucking up, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I guess I just came home with a different mentality, like, yo, no more being a loser, no more being a bum, no more being homeless, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that shit, like, it's time to get it. It's your chance, it's your second shot.
real shit. So you got out of prison, you got right back to work. Let's talk about Rolling Stone. That was your debut mixtape, right?
It was an album.
Okay, debut album.
Yeah, it was an album. I don't want to call it a mixtape.
What type of music were you focused on making back in those days?
That was like it had a lot of rock vibe to it, a lot of rock energy, guitars and live drums and shit. You came in a Red Bull, bro?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I had a lot of guitars. Hold on. But no, it was like really rock influenced, and it was a different sound for me. And I don't know, I came home trying to find a different sound anyway, you know.
Okay.
So it's just changed a lot though since then.
You got some local radio play with one of the singles off Rolling Stone, right?
Just like me.
Okay, just like me.
Yeah, I remember because I thought it was a hit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was a hit, but I mean, I feel like I always think I got a hit, but.
How did that happen? Getting on the radio and like what was the fans and friends reactions like hearing you on the radio?
You turn your hometown into believers, you know what I'm saying? They start hearing you and shit, and the next thing you know, they go from being haters to fucking your biggest supporters and shit. They're the ones making the phone calls to the radio stations for you and shit to see if you can get on there. But what I did was I was trying to get in contact with radio directors or whatever. There was a dude named Ryan Downs from my county that was on the radio, whatever. I reached out to him and he asked for a clean version of the shit, so I got him one, and he played it a few times and shit, and it was dope. It gave me a good little taste of what it could be like.
So Rolling Stone, all right. Now I want to get into Kevin Gates. All right, you have a single and a music video released a few years ago with Gates called Paranoid. How did that feature happen?
They think I'm paranoid. Well, what happened is basically I was just chilling, right? I was sleeping, and one day Kevin Gates called me and was like, yo, how much for a feature? And I was like, 10 rags, dog. Stop playing with me, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, what happened was my homeboy was doing a show, bringing Gates in or whatever, and he's like, yo, I can get you a feature with Kevin or whatever for like low. So I was like, you know what? You gotta invest in your own career. You gotta invest in your success. So let me go ahead and get this feature. I got that shit for so low. You guys will never, you guys will barely get fucking local artists for what I got him for, man. So we'll just say that. But it was nice. He was my, you know, one of my favorite artists. Still is. So I mean, you know, that was definitely a dope accomplishment.
And I remember you went to Miami to shoot the music video. What was it like meeting Gates in person?
Well, that was like the second or third time I met him. I think it was like the third time. But it was funny because when he went in, he was real sharp. He comes into the studio, and you know, we don't really knows what to expect at the time. So he walks in, and he don't shake nobody's hand at first. He just kind of like looks around, and then like goes and looks in all the rooms and shit to make sure make sure he ain't being set up or some shit. So he comes out that bitch and kind of, you know, all right, now we cool. And he dabs everybody up and then kind of like lets his guard down. It was all love, and then like we shot the video, and you know, he sat there and bullshitted for a little while, and you know, I brought my boy with me down there, shot by Spencer and shit, introduced him to Gates and shit, and that blossomed into a crazy relationship. You know what I mean? So it was just a cool experience, you know.
That's dope.